proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the class of 2019, I would like to thank you, our parents, relatives, friends, and teachers who took their time to celebrate this momentous event with us. Today is not just about us, it's about you, the people who sacrificed to make this milestone possible. So please sit back and make yourselves comfortable. Before I go, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Dr. T, the Executive Director of RCSA.
If you give the microphone to an educator, he will not stop. And this is my last chance to lecture you guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to extend a warm welcome to this commencement ceremony to the parents, families, and friends of the graduates, to our distinguished guests, elected officials, to the board, the administration, faculty, support staff of River City Science Academy, and finally, to the graduates themselves. Welcome. Since 2007, River City Science Academy has been at the vanguard of dual county school choice and charter schools, living up to its reputation for nurturing academic achievement by challenging the students to excel. RCSA is the first dual county charter school to receive an A grade in charter school history and to be named a high-performing charter school by the Florida Department of Education. And this reputation has been maintained over the years. Offering an innovative STEM curriculum, RCSA currently serves over 2,500 students from kindergarten through 12th grade at 4 campuses with over 2,000 students on our waiting list. Enrollment number will grow close to 3,000 for upcoming school year. When you look at the test scores, our school averages are significantly higher than the state and the district averages. And our projected graduation rate for this wonderful cohort is 99%. We were placed within the top 100 best high schools in Florida, within the top 10% best high schools in nationwide, and within the top 5 in North Florida. Today is a very special day for other reasons as well. Not only we held our 8th grade promotion ceremonies today, we also sent our Science Olympiad team to Cornell University, New York, to represent the state of Florida at the national level Science Olympiad tournament. This is the second time in a row RCSA is representing Florida at the national level. Let's wish them a luck. As we grow in capacity, we have added new elements to our programs, like AP Capstone diploma, on-campus college-level dual enrollment courses through our colleges in town, UNF, FSCJ, Edwaters, increased our AP-level courses, we added technology certification programs and gifted programs. In partnership with College Board, we started pre-AP PET for incoming ninth graders, and we are one of the few schools in the nation that pilots this program, and there are many to add to the list. I would like to take this moment to express my sincere thanks to Duval County Public School Choice Office and other district departments for their unending support since we started our journey. As a matter of fact, DCPS board member, Honorable Charlotte Joyce, joined us today. Let's give her a warm welcome. First, let me recognize and thank our parents and guardians for placing their trust on RCSA. We always felt your support and your encouragement. You are the voice of RCSA in the community. Today, I can proudly say that we kept our promises when you first enrolled your children at RCSA. Now, you can be very proud of your children as they are ready to move into the next step over their lives. Let's give a round of applause to all parents, grandparents, and guardians. There are no words to express my appreciation to our faculty. Whether they are arriving early to help students prep a test or staying up late to grade papers, we all know teachers' days don't begin and end when the bell rings. Our teachers are more than instructional experts and often go above and beyond the call of duty. They are friends, they are mentors, they are the support systems and caretakers who shape our young lives. Teachers lay the foundation for what our future is and what it has the potential to be. Let's give a round of applause to our faculties. And to our administration and support staff. I have also seen them work in a harmony with faculty, students, and parents, which I believe was the key factor in RCSA success. I am very honored to have and thankful for such a wonderful team. Let's give them a round of applause. And to the students, I want to start by saying, congratulations. Just think, it seems it was only 7 short years ago that you walked into the 6th grade classroom at RCSA, and some of you joined us later in the years. And now, here you are today, graduates of the class of 2019. From this point onward, I believe your life will change in one very important way. Up to this point, you have had a lot of people making decisions for you. Now, it's up to you. We have given you the tools to succeed, and now the choices are yours. Make each moment count. Consider how each moment is best spent and watch as the moments lead to days and then to years, and together they make your life. As you move forward into a new cycle of your life, go for everything you want. Listen to your values, goals, and ambitions, rather than worrying about what will make you look good. If you want to make any difference, first in yourself and to change the world, start making little things right as they are important. If you can't make the little things right, you will never be able to do the big things right. Find someone to help you through your life. You can't do everything by yourself. Respect everyone and be kind. Life is not always fair. Just move forward. Don't be afraid to fail often. You need to take the risks to overcome the obstacles. Step up when times are the toughest. Keep standing. Never lose your hope and don't ever give up. Do the right thing to be the best you can be. Good enough is not good enough if you can be better. Better isn't good enough if you can be the best. How you do anything is how you do everything. Ask yourself every night, how am I living? And you do it the right way. I've known many of you for years and have never been more proud of students whose persistence and dedication have accomplished so much. I am honored to have known you and had the opportunity to serve you. This is your moment, your hour to be recognized for all that you have accomplished during your years of study. I salute your achievements, take pride in the honor which you bring to RCSA, and bid you the best of luck as you move off to the new horizons. Change your life, chase your dreams, and change the world around us in your new journey. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and welcome to the RCSA Class of 2019 commencement ceremony. Now, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker today, Mr. Daniel Davis, President and CEO of Jacksonville Chamber. Daniel was named President and CEO in 2013, and his focus on promoting business-friendly policy, growing a business culture, and reaching out to our entire community has led to significant membership increases during his tenure. Under Daniel's leadership, the Jacksonville Chamber was one of 4 national finalists for the Association of Chamber of Commerce Executives 2016 Chamber of the Year Award. Daniel has in-depth knowledge of a wide range of business issues, and he is dedicated to further growing to our local economy. Prior to joining the Chamber, Daniel was Executive Director of the Northeast Florida Builders Association, which is the Florida's largest local membership trade association representing the building and construction industry in Duval, Clay, Nassau, and St. Johns counties. Daniel also previously served in the Jacksonville City Council and was elected president of the council in 2007, which he was the youngest person to serve in this capacity. In addition to leading the Jacksonville Chamber, he served in the State House of Representatives representing District 15, which covers parts of Duval County as well. Daniel is married to his wife of 21 years, Rebecca Davis, and they have 4 children. Daniel also serves on numerous nonprofit organization boards throughout Jacksonville, and he is also not a stranger to our school, to River City Science Academy. Please join me welcoming Mr. Daniel Davis.
Well, thank you so much for allowing me to come out tonight. I am always reminded of my own high school graduation when I saw you walk down the aisle today, and it's an exciting time. I cannot wait to see what you're going to bring to the city of Jacksonville in the future. School board member Joyce, parents, teachers, and administration, most importantly, graduates, it's my honor to be here tonight. And I would tell you that one of my favorite things is sitting and listening to somebody's story. Everyone in this room has a story. Sometimes stories are broken, sometimes they're mended, sometimes they see failure, sometimes they see success, and mine has seen all of them. And I wanted to take just a couple minutes and tell you graduates a little bit about my story. It's a story that really doesn't make any sense. How I ended up growing up on the west side of Jacksonville, not a lot of money in the Davis household. We always had food on the table, but that was about it. To ending up as the CEO of the Jacksonville Chamber of Commerce. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And I would tell you, thank you very much. I want to tell you 3 stories on my timeline. And hopefully those 3 stories can help you when you're trying to decide what you're going to do and how you're going to succeed in life. So I decided to run for city council when I was 25 years old. I had a lot of people tell me that you're way too young to do this, and I didn't listen to any one of them. I did it anyway because it was a fire in my belly and I wanted to try to do it, try to make Jacksonville a better place. And I worked so hard. I had every one of my family members waving. Have you ever seen candidates waving signs on the side of the road? Everything that you could imagine. We worked so hard to win. And I remember it came down to election night. And you've seen different people get elected. When the president's or the governor's up for election, you can see they're all waiting in a hotel ballroom, waiting to see how the tally comes up and who's going to win the race. Back then, they didn't have computers that would tell you, so we're waiting on phone calls from the supervisor of elections to say, you either won or you lost. And so I was so nervous, and I can remember when this phone rang, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm about to find out what happened. I picked up the phone, and the person on the other end that was working on my campaign said, the first precinct is in, and you're losing really bad. I hung up the phone, and I turned around to all the people that were waiting to find out, and I said, we're doing great. And second phone call came in, you're doing really bad in the second precinct. I turned around, we're doing great. Third phone call, and all of a sudden I realized there's a pattern here. I'm probably not gonna win this race. And I turned around, looked at all the people, and I said, hey, I don't think we're gonna win the race tonight. We're losing. I appreciate everything you've done, but I don't think we're gonna win. The next second, the phone rang. I turned around, picked up the phone. They said, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th precincts have come in. You're losing really bad. I turned around to tell the people that what happened, and they were all gone. They all left. All my big supporters, as soon as I was losing, they all walked out the door. And I understand that, but I would tell you my ride home that night, I was devastated, questioning God, questioning why I did this. And it's a big public embarrassment. Everybody on the west side of Jacksonville knew that I failed publicly. And I remember going to bed that night, couldn't fall asleep. The next morning, I did not want to get out of bed. Have you ever been in that spot? Yes. I mean, you feel like a miserable failure. And at one point, I said to myself, you cannot lay in this bed any longer. You have got to face the failure that you have just seen. And I picked up myself, I pulled up my bootstraps, and I started moving forward. And I would tell you, a couple weeks later, I got a phone call from people that had been watching how I was going to react to that failure. And after they had watched, they called me and said, hey, we want you to come work for us. And the first thing I would tell you is people are watching you. They watch how you react to a failure, to a success. And you cannot let anything keep you down. And I've learned through that failure that I thought was just a miserable disaster that I would never be where I am today if I hadn't taken that hit. Looking back on it 10 years later, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. All right? Thank you. You have to get back up. That's my first point. So I went to go work for this new place. It was called the Northeast Florida Builders Association. Never heard of it before when I was growing up and in the community. And the first day I went there, I dressed in a suit and tie, trying to impress everybody that was there. First day of work, you got to make sure you impress somebody. And my boss was out in the parking lot when I pulled up, and he goes, "Hey, we're trimming the palm trees today." I said, "Okay." I thought this was a professional situation with my suit and tie. And he said, "I need you to carry, when the palm branches come down, I need you to carry them to the dumpster." Mind you, which is illegal. You can't throw palm trees or palm fronds in the dumpster. And I said, "Yes, sir, I'll do it." So I found myself the first day of work dragging palm fronds across the parking lot, putting them in the dumpster with a suit, sweating, the summer in Jacksonville. And we started filling up this commercial dumpster. It was pretty full. And my boss said, "You know what? That dumpster's getting pretty full, and we still have a lot more palm fronds to do. What are we going to do?" And I knew what he was thinking. And I said, "Well, I guess I could get in there and stomp on the palm fronds and make them go down a little bit so we can fit some more in." He goes, "Would you do that?" And I said, "Yes, I would." In my suit and tie, I'm in the dumpster the first day of work, stomping on palm fronds to get them to go down further so we can stick more in. I was not going to let him think that he was going to beat me. I knew he was testing me, and I was going to prove that I would do any job better than anybody else that was my competition. So my first point, thank you. Get back up when you fail. Second, you have to prove to everybody that you're not too good to do the smallest job. All right? You'll never be the CEO if you're not willing to get in the dumpster and stomp on the palm fronds. In my last story, and I'll be done and we'll get on with the festivities. When I was finally elected to city council, you know, city council members, they have town hall meetings, just like the school board members have town hall meetings, and you invite all the community in. And it was one of my first town hall meetings, and I was kind of nervous because I was meeting all the people that elected me. And my daughter had just moved from elementary into middle school, and she was headed to La Villa School of the Arts. I don't know if you all have heard about that, but yeah, she was so nervous about it that she was leaving the safe place that she grew up in, and she was going to a new school, much like you all are all heading out to do, okay? And so when I came home right before the town hall meeting, I walk into the kitchen, and Olivia is crying. And I went, "Hey, baby, how was your first day?" And she said, "It was horrible." And I went, man. So Rebecca, my wife, is looking at me. My boys and my other daughter are in the kitchen. And I said, "Well, I've got to go change real quick. I'm going to go to my town hall meeting, and then we'll talk about how we can fix what happened today." So I come back downstairs. I'm ready to go. At this point, Olivia, Caroline, Christian, and Gabe are all crying in the kitchen. It was contagious. Everybody was crying at this point. And I said, "Beck, you've got to hold down the fort. I will be back in about an hour, and we'll deal with this." When I came home in an hour later, Olivia, Caroline, Christian, Gabe, and Rebecca were all crying in the kitchen. And so I'm just thinking, I said, "Okay, all the Davises at the kitchen table." So they all looked at me like I was crazy, and then they all sat down. And what followed was the best political speech I've ever given in my entire life, at the kitchen table. And I said, trying to prove a point, you know, history books, they don't dedicate chapters to anybody that decided to quit. Have you ever read anybody in the history book that because they're in there, they quit, so they got a place in history? No. They were all fighters. And I said, take, for example, George Washington, when he's fighting Cornwallis, and his army didn't even have shoes in the dead of winter, and they crossed battlefields without shoes on. Do you think they were warriors, or do you think they were wimps? And my kids looked at me. I said, "No, you tell me. Do you think they were warriors, or were they wimps?" And the Davises go, "Warriors?" I said, "Yes, they were warriors." I said, you know, when Abraham Lincoln was coming into D.C. to be inaugurated as the 16th president, he had to sneak in on a different train because he had so many death threats on his life. The only safe way he could get into Washington, D.C., which would have been his crowning day, was to sneak in like a stowaway. I said, do you think Abraham Lincoln just stayed on the train so he didn't have to face the people that didn't like him? And they go, no. I said, do you think he was a warrior or do you think he was a wimp? And they went, warrior? I said, yes, he was a warrior. And I said, Rosa Parks. I said, when she sat on that bus and refused to move, and she had all the pressures around her trying to tell her to do something that was totally inappropriate, do you think Rosa Parks was a warrior or do you think she was a wimp? At this point, all the kids had caught on. They go, she was a warrior. And the last one, I said, Hank Aaron, fighting all of the racism in Major League Baseball. He had the chance to be one of the best players that ever played the game. When he was about to surpass Babe Ruth's home run record, death threats left and right. Do you think he walked away in fear? And the kids go, no. I said, what do you think he was? And they go, he was a warrior. I said, kids, I think you're going to get it. I said, Davises are going to be warriors. And to this day, every time my boys get out of school, I drop them off at school every day. I say, what are you going to be, a warrior or a wimp? We're going to be warriors, Dad. And this is what I'm trying to tell you, the most important thing that you can find out today. If you were a wimp yesterday, you can be a warrior tomorrow. It's a choice every day. And when I say warrior, I don't mean you go out and you look for fights. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is fighting to do what's right, fighting to study when all of your other friends choose not to, fighting to work in that a job that is no fun at all because you know the future is going to be better. That's what a true warrior is. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever refuse to get up because you failed, okay? Don't ever say, I'm too good to do this job because it's beneath me. And you always, always, always be a warrior. And I promise you, your story will be every bit as good as mine. Congratulations.
Good evening. Okay, so my name is Miss Copeland. I teach Capstone classes and AP Psychology. And tonight we are calling up 3 people. This is our first time having to do this at a graduation because our school's only been doing this new program, AP Capstone, for 2 years. So this is our first year that we actually have some students who have completed that. It is not an easy task to complete these 2 courses that they take for 2 years. They basically have to learn how to do research at the college level for the first year, and then the second year they do a thesis for the entire year, which is about a 20-page paper. Last I checked, the senior wants to write a 20-page paper. Is never. So we're going to call up each one of these because they do get a special achievement from the AP College Board for having completed these 2 courses and for having passed them. And that is the AP Seminar and Research Certificate. So I'm going to call each one up and just kind of briefly tell you about their thesis so that they can get the recognition for the hard work that they put in this year. So our first one, we're going alphabetical, folks, is a young lady. They're allowed to do their thesis on any topic, by the way. This is a student who wanted to prove that charter schools are not a better option than public schools. when she said that, I was like, okay, all right, I hope this doesn't work out. But so she does it, and eventually she came to me because they have to keep in track with me the whole year. And she's like, Ms. Copeland, the data is saying that charter schools are a better option than public schools. My hypothesis was wrong. And I'm like, oh, I'm really bummed as a charter school employee to hear that. Really, really bummed. So Jessica Goldson, please come up for your certificate. I think I could find her anywhere. If it gets dark outside, I know who I'm going with. All right, here you go. Yeah, just stay here. All right, the next one for our alphabetical order, someone you've seen already a couple times tonight. This young lady, she wanted to look into animation films, okay? And she basically kept hearing about how the new movie Moana, right, was such a great progressive film for Disney, right? Great character type, like the Moana has a more realistic body type, things like that. Doesn't need a man to rescue her. So she wanted to compare that to other animation full feature films done in Japan by a Studio Ghibli type thing. Spirited Away is an example of that. And she just wanted to see, is Disney actually pushing this bar on making better films for our young ladies to be watching? Is Moana really as progressive as they say it to be? And when she compared it to these other films done by Studio Ghibli in Japan, she found that they actually aren't that progressive compared to Japanese films where the woman is allowed to go do what she wants and she doesn't need a man to save her and things like that. So she basically said, Disney, you need to step up and try harder. Michaela Mangabet, come on up. Who is that? Someone special. Hi, honey. There you go. All right, just one last one, and then we'll proceed with the night. And that is a gentleman who, you know, sometimes I ask students, hey, why aren't you doing my paper that's like 15 pages long? What are you doing? Oh, video games or YouTube. Endless hours of YouTube, right? I'm sure some of you know what that's like. So this student wanted to kind of prove that YouTube does have a value to the world, right? And to, in particular, teenagers, because he is one of those teenagers that loves to watch it. And so he did do a thesis where he explored what value YouTube brings to middle school children. And through surveys and some other things, he found that basically YouTube does help these students better understand like their future and what careers they might have and what interests that they have. And that is at least some value other than just watching endless personalities do stupid things on YouTube, which we usually as adults think they're doing. So Matthew Messick, come on up. There you go. All right, just one last round of applause and thank you. All right, you can go.
I'm David Payne. Members of this banner group of honorees, 25 to be exact, as I call your name, excuse me, would you please stand? Audience, please hold your applause until the end. Raneem Ahmad Abibsa, Zainab Muhammad Almarzak, Lorena Marie Ash, Bingasu Rabia Bektas, Erdly Nazmik Belame, Kaylin Elizabeth Collins, Madison, make me lose my place, Madison Noel Colvin, Christopher Thomas Daniels, Miriam Fadei, Rika Ray Hingoyon, Chandria Ashante Graham, Rola Mohammed Hamadeh, Trinity Star Harvison, Joseph David Henry, Karen Kongmali Kempfenthareth, Michaela Angelie Mangubat, Matthew Richard Messick, Secondara Mustamandi, Shayla Ariana Nathan, Jessica Grace Oglesby, Harris Planchik, Ariana Celeste Roberts, Francesca Amador Soto, Nikaya Sierra Thomas, and Halima Muhammad Trainum. Mrs. Ferrari and I, as your National Honor Society advisors and as your teachers, have had both the privilege and the pleasure of following your academic and personal growth as students at River City Science Academy. You are the kind of young women and men who add immeasurably to your teachers' genuine joy of teaching. Thank you. Parents, guardians, whoever has been entrusted with raising and nurturing these honorees, thank you for sharing them with the River City Science Academy. Raneem, Zainab, Lorena, Bingasu, Erdly, Kaylin, Madison, Chris, Miriam, Rika Ray, Chandria, Rola, Trinity, Joseph, Karen, Michaela, Matthew, Secondar, Shayla, Jessica Grace, Harris, Ariana, Francesca, Nikaya, and Halima. I told you it was a banner group. I now ask of you that you carry forward the character and commitment to academic and personal growth which earned you your rightful place in the National Honor Society. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you with very real pride and much affection the River City Science Academy chapter of the National Honor Society class of 2019. Honorees, you may be seated. And now, let me see who I'm introducing here. Yes, would you please welcome Kathy Pimenta, President of the Parent Volunteer Organization.
Good evening. My name is Damika Jackson, and I am the event chair for the RCSA PVO, which is the Parent Volunteer Organization, and this is Ms. Kathy Pimenta, our president. Oh, yes, look at her. On behalf of PVO, we would like to recognize those students that have attended RCSA since 6th and 7th grade. Could you please stand? Please give them a round of applause. You know it. You may all be seated.
At this time, let's give a warm welcome to our principal, Mr. Oz.
Good evening, everybody. Right.
Now it's very difficult to find a keynote speaker. I'd love to thank to Mr. Davis for coming and talking and inspiring us. And I remember those days, well, every single person coming up here is a good speaker. I mean, they were here, the previous ones were here on a purpose. And sometimes it takes long, but you guys are lucky this year. Well, it didn't take too long. I remember one year, it was, how did I remember that year? Mr. Davis started counting, that is number 1, and that is number 2. And I said, oh God, how many numbers are we gonna go? But he stopped at 3, so that was wonderful. Thank you for that. I remember one year, it was up to number 15. So that was a year. So, first of all, congratulations to all of you guys. From the bottom of my heart, every year our success is increasing. This year, it's going to be somewhere around 99% is the graduation rate, which is one of the top at the county and obviously statewide too. Last year it was 95% of graduation, and we still were somewhere at the top. This year it is going to be 99%. We're still working on it. We still have some hiccups, but we're getting there. So which is 99% is a very, very good success. I would just want to congratulate all of you guys. This is your success. Thank you. Dr. T mentioned about some of our successes, and RCSA is one of the top 10 high school. This is our student success. This is our staff success. So you had a lot of portion in this success because I've seen when our PVO asked, please stand up if you are with us since 6th grade or 7th grade, or a lot of you were standing. So this was your success. Thank you very much. I'm 100% sure you guys are gonna be very, very successful, because every year I see my students going to 4-year universities, choosing the best option for them for their future. We're not trying to push every year, hey, how about this university, how about that university? Now our students are saying, this is my target, this is what I'm going to be. So this is something really that we were trying to achieve, and now we're getting that. We're very, very pleased. Today I'm going to announce 2 students. Obviously, well, it's not a race, but every time there has to be somebody coming first, somebody coming second, and so on and so forth. So all my students are very successful students. I believe in that, because you are here, you made it. That's a success itself. But once again, we have to honor 2 brilliant minds here this evening. Valedictorian, she has 4.62 GPA, which is great. She has completed 11 college credits and 10 honors courses. 11 college credits is really something. That means you go to college, and if you are taking the right courses, right AP, right dual enrollment courses, when you go to college, that gives you minimum 1 year. It may give you 2 years of college credit too. Please welcome Miss Jessica Grace Oglesby. While Jessica is on the way, let me introduce you
Valedictorian, our second brilliant mind, very close. The first one was 4.62, and his GPA is 4.61. Very close. And this gentleman completed 8 college credits and 11 honors courses. Once again, this is the equivalent of minimum 1-year college credit. By the way, every year we're adding one new curriculum, something new to get not the perfection. You cannot be perfect any time, so there is no way that we can be perfect, but better every single year. So next year, we're adding some more AP courses, more dual enrollment courses. I'm sorry, guys, you are missing some of those, but there will be 16 AP courses and 10 dual enrollment courses will be offered to our students next year, which is going to be more than enough to complete 2 years of college credit before coming here. So which is wonderful for our students, which is going to save 2 years of their lifetime, and obviously parents they are going to save thousands of dollars, which is going to be great. Okay, without further ado, please welcome Mr. Joseph Henry. I don't want to take your time more because I know these two young, brilliant minds are ready to address you guys. If I can have first Jessica and then Joseph, please. Jessica.
Good evening, friends, family, and faculty. As most of you know, my name is Jessica Grace Oglesby, or as Mr. Payne likes to call me, Jago. I have been part of the River City Science Academy family ever since they were first starting out in that gym building on the corner of Southside Boulevard and Beach Boulevard those 8 long years ago. Since that time, RCSA has made some of the largest impacts on my life, from the friends that I have made to the faculty members that have treated me like family. I seriously think that if it wasn't for all the support and encouragement I have received from them and my family, I would be sitting in the audience listening to someone else give this speech. Never in a million years did I imagine it would be me. Some important people I would like to thank are my fellow classmates. In our last year of high school, I feel like we really connected as we finally realized we aren't going to be kids for much longer. We all started driving by ourselves, getting jobs, and turning 18. And now, at the end of a very long, senioritis-filled year, we are walking off with our diplomas and trotting off to college. I remember the day back in sophomore year when I realized I was halfway done with high school. I was extremely excited, I was ready to get out, and I just wanted to graduate and be done with everything. Even though we do have to worry about college now. Now that I am actually at the end, I miss everything already. I miss Spirit Week, I miss basketball games, field trips, homecoming, grad bash, prom, senior prank day, but most importantly, I miss my best friends and my favorite teachers. I would like to personally thank each and every one of my friends who have helped me through heartbreak, joked around with me, and made beautiful memories with me that I will cherish forever. Along with them, I would also like to thank the staff members who have made our obstacle course through high school a tad bit easier. Mrs. Osdale, thank you for being the greatest CMP mentor I could ask for. By taking care of us and taking the time to help us study for our SAT. Mr. Payne, thank you for introducing us to incredible books, plays, and movies, and encouraging me to try my absolute best on everything I turn in. Ms. Bektash, thank you for being a wonderful Turkish folk dance team coach. And Ms. Sloan, thank you for putting up with me and my friends since freshman year and being more like a friend than a teacher to us. RCSA is like my second family, and I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. The faculty is amazing and deserves more recognition than they get. Along with my friends and the faculty, I would also like to thank my family. They have supported me so much, and without them, I would have probably dropped out by now. They were there for me when I was crying because of how stressed I was over the homework that I had. They were there for me when I was stressing over the 3 tests I had to complete the next day. They were there when I truly believed I couldn't go on in school any further and was on the brink of giving up. They are the main reason I am up here tonight. As we all go on our separate paths, I want you all to remember that you are important. There is a plan for you, and even if you believe that you can't do something, you have to make yourself believe that you can. It's the only way we will be able to get through college and not lose our motivation. As my ballet teacher, Mr. Stan, has told my class plenty of times before, if you tell yourself that you can do it, or you tell yourself that you can't do it, you're right. I pray that you all have a great college journey, and I hope you all achieve your dreams. Here's to the class of 2019. Thank you and good night.
RCSA to me has always been best described in one word: weird. The small, close-knit nature of this graduating class, most of us who have been together since middle school, is one of our shining aspects. Having football games on Friday nights like every other high school would have been nice, but that is in the past now. Tonight we say goodbye to our high school experience and hello to many new pathways that are in front of us. To the people in this group that know me best, I say thank you for making the hardest of classes fun and being motivation to drag myself out of bed at 6 a.m. every day. Thank you to every teacher that I have had the privilege of learning from. To Mrs. Ferrari and Senora Baez, a special thank you for keeping me on track these last couple of years and supporting me in my college dream. Big shout out to my parents for buying me all the countless packs of Dr. Pepper that have fueled me the last 4 years. And of course, for always supporting me in my academic endeavors and encouraging me to aim big in my future education. I must also mention my sister, one of the strongest people I know. The opportunity to follow in your footsteps as a Gator is something I still can't wrap my head around sometimes, but I can't wait to be down in Gainesville with you in a few weeks. If I decided to take a stroll down memory lane in the last 4 years, I'd probably end up tripping and falling on my face. All I did was show up, get grades, and go home. But for the fun of it, let's see what I remember. Other than PE, freshman year kind of sucked. Sophomore year was one big blur. Junior year is when everyone in AP Chemistry totally passed the exam. And fun fact, PV equals NRT is not applicable to every single problem. I didn't know that was a thing. And for senior year, I got to go home every day before lunch, so there's nothing to complain about there. Yet in all that time, I did enough to where I am now graduating and where they made me write this speech. I'm by no means the most social person, but I've learned to live with that. Turns out all it takes is a small group of friends to carry you through your lows and celebrate alongside you in your successes. I encourage everyone to find those people, invest time in those relationships, and be confident in all your decisions because you know they will be by your side no matter what. To those people in my life, I say my biggest thank you of all. You are my extended family, and I will never be able to truly express how grateful I am for you. Finally, to this group of graduates, I say good luck in your future, and to everyone, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." I, Michaela Mangubat, the president of my graduating class of 2019, stand here on behalf of them, full of hope and excitement about our future, because I know that all of us do not just believe in our dreams, but will work hard for it. Our last 4 years of high school is a testament of the kind of dreamers that we are, the kind of dreamers that will aspire for what we want and believe in. Whether it be struggles at school, juggling our time with families and friends, preparing for college, or having a job, did not deter us from making our strides toward the future that we want. Along with these challenges, I learned a couple of life lessons I know you might have learned already as well, but would like to share nevertheless. Through senior year, I learned first impressions are not always what they may seem. It is easy to doubt and criticize someone at first glance. Anyone can do it. So instead, be the kind of person to believe in others while keeping an open mind. You never know when someone may need it. As we set foot into the world, often people will try to bring you down and make you question yourself. While you cannot please everyone, that does not mean you shouldn't give it your best all the time. Whatever you do, whether people commend you for doing it or not, it reflects the kind of person you are. No matter how hard or simple the task is, always try your best. Stand firmly with what you believe in and show them what you can do. Lastly, be selective with the people you surround yourself with. Choose to be around others who inspire you. It's okay to struggle, and most importantly, it's okay to let go. Now that we'll embark into our future, remember that people come into our life to show you who you can be or to teach you something. Not everyone is going to stay forever. So thank them for what they've given you. Finally, I'd like to give a special shout out to my family for being here, my mama, my papa, my little sister, and especially my aunt and grandmother who came here all the way from the Philippines. They have molded me into the person that I am today. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to the wonderful girls I was able to work with in student council and senior advisors, Elizabeth O'Brien, Jessica Goldson, Jessica Montgomery, and Francesca Soto. Thank you for dealing with me. And also the senior advisors, Ms. Ferrari, Ms. Copeland, Mr. Dalton, and Mr. Rose, who left in between the year. Another personal shout out I'd like to give is to the relatives, parents, and friends of the graduating class of 2019. Class of 2019, please, let's give them a round of applause for all the amazing people who led us through high school. Woohoo! Not only have these people got us to finish our senior year, but are also our #1 fans who will support us. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to talk to you all. I have big hopes for my class and wish us all the best of luck. God bless class of 2019. We did it! Woo!
Okay, so we want to get started with the fun stuff, but I have to first present this fabulous senior class. And keeping in tradition with what everyone else has done for this speech, I'm going to give the same speech, essentially. So to start that speech, I have just a quick story. I'm sure many of you have gotten senioritis or remember senioritis, and a couple of them have mentioned it while up here. A lot of the seniors get senioritis. Some of them get it freshman year. Some of them get it sophomore year, right? Some of them probably get it in the 6th grade. But they show up, they truck through, they get their credits, and they keep on going. And then it gets to their actual senior year where they should get senioritis. And then all of a sudden we're like, hey, you gonna come to school and turn in papers? Or hey, you gonna come in school and pass, right? And they keep showing up, and they keep showing up sometimes. But when they all show up is the last day of school. And it's beautiful because it's a wonderful thing to see them all down in our middle area between the two schools, hanging out, having that one last day. And this year it happened to be senior prank day, so I'm sure you can imagine how interesting that got. Okay. And they were there all day long, making sure every kid that walked by got super soaked. Okay. And then there's some that were like, hey, next week can we be here again? And we're like, no, you're supposed to go. Like, you're adults. You you graduated. And they're like, but we're having so much fun. Well, where were you the whole rest of the year when I wanted you to show up? Okay, so that's what the speech usually is. Please come back to RCSA in a few years. You think you're not going to, but every year my door opens up and a face peeks in like, how you doing? Look at me, I got a visitor sticker. And I'm like, yeah, I couldn't even get you to show up when you had class, but now you show up. So show up in a couple years when you've got like a diploma to show me from college, right? Or a certificate from a training program. That's when we want to see you definitely showing up again in our hallways. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the senior class of RCSA for 2019.
Conduct points.
Okay. Raneem Ababse, summa cum laude. Right there's good.
Waleed Abdurazik.
Coleman Ahmed, summa cum laude.
Zainab Al-Marzuk, summa cum laude.
Vanessa Alba.
Lorena Ash, summa cum laude.
Joshua David Astatke, cum laude.
Naomi Augustin, magna cum laude.
Mason Tyler Baker.
Lexa Nicole Beatty.
Zia Bekarov.
Bengisu Bektash, summa cum laude.
Erdly Nassim Belime, summa cum laude.
Hayden Bishop.
Jasmine Brantley.
Candida Marie Brewster, cum laude.
Leighton Scott Bunting.
Lauren Isabel Bird, cum laude.
Rika Ray Gignon, summa cum laude.
Kaylin Elizabeth Collins, summa cum laude.
Madison Noel Colvin, summa cum laude.
Emily Nicole Crosby.
Christopher Thomas Daniels, summa cum laude.
Corey Emerald Davis.
Taya Divine Davis.
Eduardo Diaz Pastrana.
Isla Durakovic.
David Alexander Ewing.
Miriam Fadiai, summa cum laude.
Anna Feblis.
Vladisit Ferrer, summa cum laude.
Ariana Marie Figueroa.
Jordan Joshua Fink.
Cameron Gibson.
Jessica Gabrielle Goldson.
Chandria Ashante Lene Graham, summa cum laude.
Reynaldo John Gutierrez.
Alex Michael Ham.
Rola Mohammed Hamadeh.
Simone Elaine Harold.
Trinity Star Harvison, magna cum laude.
Orion Richard Heller, summa cum laude.
Joseph David Henry, summa cum laude. Alan Lewis Hoover, cum laude.
Edgar Jael Huertas.
Patrick Hyacinth.
El Taib Idris.
Sama Jabin Nasari.
Meli Kadir Cardenas.
Karen Kongmali Kenpintareth.
Dylan Labarca. Summa cum laude.
Lillian Lucena, cum laude.
Keely Eva Mallory.
Michaela Angeli Ometo Mengabat, summa cum laude.
Garrett May.
Matthew Richard Messick, summa cum laude.
Christopher Anthony Miller. Sarah Nicole Mitchell.
Makai Isaiah Mohammed.
Jessica Nor Montgomery, magna cum laude. Marquis Joseph Moore.
Skandar Mostamandi, magna cum laude.
Alan Mojkanovich.
Shayla Ariana Nathan, summa cum laude.
Wesley Cole Naylor.
Chuckis Indebusi.
Elizabeth O'Brien.
Jessica Grace Oglesby, summa cum laude.
Terrion Jose Oglesby.
Jolie Ann Olson, cum laude.
Joseph Alberto Arengo, cum laude.
Isaac Martin Orozco, magna cum laude. Sophia Albertina Orozco.
Gene Edward Page.
Logan Park.
Champ Ben Pell, cum laude.
Sanine Podrug.
Joseph Floyd Polson.
Jacob Rhodes.
Saul Emmanuel Rivas.
Melanie Marie Rivera, magna cum laude.
Ariana Roberts, summa cum laude.
Ian James Robinson, magna cum laude.
Princeton Rogers, cum laude.
Naomi Danielle Russell.
Emir Sedinovich.
Deba Shafa, summa cum laude.
Free Smith.
Francesca Juliana Soto Amador, summa cum laude.
Nikaya Sierra Thomas, summa cum laude.
Mustafa Toyrov, cum laude.
Halima Trainum, summa cum laude.
Aviana Marie Tucker.
Parth Vashi, cum laude.
Jeremy Arnaldo Velez.
Carson Alexander Velez, cum laude.
Jabari Jagan Werner.
Benjamin Royce Wallace, summa cum laude.
Heather Nicole Whittington.
Jaime Luis Zayez, magna cum laude. For the last tassel ceremony, please welcome our Dean of Students, Megan Jackson.
Good evening. So as an educator, it's important to me to listen and learn from my students. So before tonight, Princeton gave me some advice. He said, Ms. Jackson, it will be great. Just don't put me to sleep or nothing. I gotcha. So I'm gonna listen and learn and keep this short. To the graduating class of 2019, you've been a special class to me. I've had the opportunity to watch you grow from 8th grade students to adults. So from 8th grade history, learning about the American Revolution and playing Capture the Flag, to senior year talking about life lessons and decisions. It's been a great journey. I've genuinely enjoyed the laughs, the fun sarcasm, the occasional attitude, and all the stories through the years. Please don't become strangers to RCSA. Come back and visit. I wish you all the best as you open this next chapter in your lives. So this is the last instruction that I will ever give you here at RCSA. So will the graduating class please rise? Here's your final instruction. As you make this most cherished and symbolic statement of transition, I ask that you all be all you can be, take risks to excel, and make a mark on your community. It's a long-standing tradition that after receiving a degree, the cap tassel is shifted from right to left. This signifies to all the completion of that degree. And now, graduating seniors, open to the first page of the next chapter of the story of your life. Move your tassels right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, I present to you the graduating class of 2019. Congratulations.